There we go. There we go. There's some focus. Okay. Halloween is coming. You have to have Sam represented on the shelf because he's the spirit of Halloween. Okay. What I'm going to do is dig a little bit deeper here on the inside. So I can make that transition a little bit more rounded. So it's going to get a little bit more. It looks a little bit like E.T. His cheekbones really have to come in here like that. There's something stuck in my clay. Okay. This has to be thinner. Much more skull-like. I really like the NECA version that they did of this, but it's sculpted in plastic. I really want to have an actual fabric thing on there. 1 second here. Matt G. How are you, Matt? Good to see you. Oh boy, my dog's having a nightmare. I don't know what dogs dream about. Oh no, I'm out of treats. Jack. Okay, buddy? If anyone's seen this movie, Trick or Treat, it's a cool little Halloween anthology. It's not great, but it is very Halloween themed, and well, I like Halloween themes. It's my favorite holiday. Real ghost stories, not the just Jacob Marley stuff. Okay. Carving like that a little bit. This is going to take a little bit of. I'm going to take a lot of finagling here. Get this how I want it. Okay. Take this guy. Put this around here. And this goes in. This would be where the teeth are. Like that. And the jawbone. Be around here. So this comes up like that. It's funny, it's kind of like a regular skull, but it's a little bit off. Dig this out a little bit. So I'm going to do about 30 minutes of this. See what I can get done before I have to get to sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Little jawbone over here. Okay. This is going to be fun once I get this guy done. Well, thank you, General Peaky. Thank you. This is going to be a tricky one. It's actually going to be at first I thought it would go pretty easily, but there's a lot of detail in this face and a lot of things that could go wrong. Even though I don't have a whole lot of likeness to work with. Yeah, see, I'm making that mouth area too small. This has to. Mouth should actually be about there. There you go. That makes him look much more sinister. Okay, I have to erase down here a little bit. It's going to throw my proportions off a little bit, but it's okay. I can work with that. Yeah, I'm getting out of focus. a busy day. I didn't get any time to sculpt until late, so I figured I'd throw this camera on and do some watch hours. I got to do that because it's just a thing that YouTube demands. Not that I make much video content, but you got to try a little bit anyway. Okay, I'm gonna fill in this little gap right there. Dug out a little too much. All right, a little bit more under the nose. This whole process is a little bit take too much off, put a little bit more on, put some back, put too much back on, take a little bit off. Whole trial and error thing going on. What I do have to do with this though is to cut down some of the back. Hopefully not slice my finger open. Which should not happen because I'm like pushing the blade, not pulling the blade. God knows I got enough scars. All that. In the opening scene of this movie, I think it's Leslie Bibb. She gets punished for taking down the Christmas or the Halloween decorations too early. Same guy did the Krampus movie, which again wasn't great, but it's it's a good, spooky, festive kind of thing. And you can't ever get enough Halloween. I stretch it out. September 1st, Halloween decorations go up and last all the way until November. Okay. There he is. Greetings, Datum. Have you ever seen the? I'll pull my camera back here. Here is the. I won this guy. That's the actual. There's an 18-inch version of Sam. He's carries his little lollipop with him. It's pretty cool. I won this from Sideshow Collectibles way back when they actually did a very interactive spooktacular they used to do. Yeah, he's the spirit of Halloween. It's the movie Trick or Treat, and there's rules that you have to follow for Halloween. You can't blow out a jack-o'-lantern. You can't always check your candy, and there's a bunch of little vignettes, and I think there's like 4 vignettes in the film, and it kind of has you following along, and Sam plays along in all of those stories a little bit, some more than others, but back of his head is down here. This is super sculpty firm, and it's considerably more tougher and thicker than the regular Sculpey, which is way too soft to work in. And but even so, the pressure from your fingers on can easily warp your head sculpt. You have to be careful. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's getting better. Pull it a little bit. It's going to be tricky to put the little stitches into his jaw. This does come in like this a little bit though, so I have to cut in the upper lip a little bit more. Pull a little bit too much off of there. Trying to make him rather sinister looking. You have to push that down a little bit more. There we go. He looks a little bit more ominous now. Yeah, this is tricky. This is the basically just the roughing out part. Later on, I'll be smoothing things out with some powerful rubbing alcohol. It takes away a lot of the impressions, the fingerprints and things like that. So what you have to do is I'll have to put in some heavier detail with some of the cutting tools. So when it smooths out, it retains some of that shape. And because this is so small, it's going to be, I'll probably be using a very fine sewing needle to add some of the detail on this with later. So we can do this. Okay. Okay. 91% alcohol. If you really need to dissolve it, lighter fluid will pretty much just dissolve it completely. You have to be very, very careful with that. It's a little eyelid. It's getting better, I think. You have to make that jawbone a little bit more pronounced. Let's see, where did I put that thingy? Do this in the bottom so I can try to get those jawbones aligned. Oops. My headgear hit the mic. Apologize for any loud noises. That gives me a good marker for the back of the jawbone. Because it's not an actual human skull, it goes into like a pumpkin shape. So I'll have to be a little careful with that. But this comes up here. It's got some little sutures in there. There we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, currently I have 4 sculptures I'm working on concurrently. You have to put one down after a while, or else you stop seeing the flaws in it. You get too focused on the detail, and next thing you know, you can't really make the progress you want. You really have to put it up for a while. And some sculptures are much more difficult than others. The ones with the really subtle features are very tricky. Cut through here a little bit like this. That's where some of the sutures will go in. Like that. And this will go on a little 6-scale body I have right here. So it'll pop on kind of like that. Okay, let's see here. Take that in a little bit. What tool? I think Very fine stylus will work for this one. And in here. So, there we go. Oh, that's the plan. Every sculpture I make molds of and cast. I'm working on doing some of the background pirates from Pirates of the Caribbean. People have their Jack Sparrow collections, but you need more of the crew. Let's see here. I think I need my curved piece. There we go. This will help things a bit. Let me put you up here, Sam. Okay. Let's move forward a little bit. Bring that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right, now. That's some of these tools are they look a lot like dental equipment, but for the most part, if you stop in Harbor Freight, actually, if you go to any sculpting uh, or arts and crafts store, you'll find like variations of these, and they usually run about $12 or so. But if you go over to Harbor Freight and you go to the lockpick section, you can find them all there for about $4. So, and there's different ones on there. I've gotten multiple sets because what I'll do is I'll take my Dremel and I'll actually uh, customize them, flatten some out, thin things out so I can get more of a fine line on it. Some of them. So. Okay, now the top of his head has this little indentation where the stem would be. So I need my little tool here like this. Pop that in right about there for reference. Now I can work my way in. some of the lines in his head. Okay. Hmm. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. He's got some little wrinkles. Now when I make the mold, I'll have to do a lot of degassing with the silicone to get the detail in. And then when I cast it, put it in the pressure pot. So all these fine little details will pop out. I do want I want to sculpt a 6-scale skull. That'll probably be next week. Eyelid. Let me give it a little bit of shadow. So you can pick up the light. Make him look like he's narrowing his eyes at you. Because you blew out your jack-o'-lantern before Halloween was over. See, that's the thing. His chin and the actual right here, look, he's got a very small chin. He's got some great detail in there. The back of the head with all the little pumpkin details. This is a really well made maquette. He really used to freak my kids out when they were little. I always had the intention to make his outfit and put it on one of my daughter's American Girl dolls and scare the crap out of her. But I never got around to that. She still has the American Girl doll, so I might do it yet. Now she's 22 and in college. She should be able to take take a little bit of a joke. Let's see here. Make it look a little bit more sinister. There we go. That a little bit. There you go. No, it's not crazy. I mean, you're fending off a post-apocalyptic wasteland. You really need somebody who can hold their own with you. Fire shotguns and make sandwiches out of scavenged food. Yeah, this will be fun. Oh, the eyes are just these little porcelain balls like this. It's just that my light is so bright here that the white really just jumps out. Stipple this a little bit because it's supposed to sort of look like kind of like mauled flesh, I think. I think I'm going to pull that down a little bit. Mouth here. So it looks more like a frown. I don't want too much of a smile on him. There you are. Taken some of these sculpting tools and color coded them. So I know what I'm looking for because they blend in together so well. There we go. This is uh, polymer clay, so water won't help you with it too much. But when you want to get it thinned out, that's where you mix in your rubbing alcohol. For example, I should take the little palette. A little bit of rubbing alcohol. Swipe my daughter's contact lens bottles. They work out so much easier. Trying to pour. So you got these nice little silicone tipped ones here. You work in like this, and you can smooth out some of those details. It kind of melts it into position the way it's supposed to be. It's nice doing something like this where I want these lines that form the pumpkin part to be sort of gradual and not just cut in. This tip will actually flatten out everything on the side, make it much more organic looking. Oh, hi, Sherry. How are you? The lovely Sherry. Lovely and very, very funny. Legendary memer. There we go. Hey, Daryl, how are you? Yeah, see this here, this you can kind of see what the alcohol does. It really does a nice job of smoothing this out. So this should be fun. Thank you very much. This is um, this is going to be a lot of fun. I had to take a little bit of a break from doing the all the commission work. I've got this guy here. Been working on him for about 3 or 4 days. I've got this one here. This has been in the works for about 2 months, off and on. Very, very subtle features. I got this guy here who's going to end up being Darth Bane when I finish him up. Well, it's nice when you can put one up and then go back to it after a while. Um, if I switch up, be working on one for a while, then I can switch up into another one, and that will really help kind of break the monotony. If you're looking at something very, very different. There we go. I was going to do the first incarnation of Darth Bane, where he still has most of his body intact, where he gets those orbalisk things on him. There's a lot of people out there would much rather have representations of their EU characters than what Disney gave us. Okay. I think he's coming along pretty well. Actually, Hot Toys has just released for pre-order a Darth Revan figure. Looks very, very impressive. It's a masked head sculpt, though. Although you could very easily pick up a Keanu Reeves head sculpt on eBay relatively cheap for under $30. And they look phenomenal. Yeah, there's been many times I've started on a custom figure, gotten really far along, and just about before I'm finished it, we get like a Hot Toys official release, and I'm like, all that work. So I try to go for some more obscure figures that are unlikely to get an official release. The nice thing is with Hot Toys now, with their prices being so incredibly outrageous anymore, I mean, you're talking getting close to $400 for a figure. I believe the latest Wolverine figure from the Deadpool film is $365 for the deluxe edition. They keep amping things up to see what the market will bear. And yeah, I can see some collectors spending that much money for a major character, but some of the side characters that you can make, I can probably produce for $130, $150, which is a third of the price of a Hot Toys figure. Might not be quite to the caliber that their stuff is, but you should have a representation of certain characters on your shelf, which is really all that I'm after. I want to have something I like. Not everything has to be superb. Even Hot Toys figures, not all of their sculptures are perfect. They just did a Kenobi figure, and the prototype, well, it didn't come out quite right. Actually, they really don't come after small time creators because it actually helps the industry because if you, for example, if I'm making figures that no one else would want, or shouldn't say what no one else would want to invest in making, then it really actually helps their business. So if I make an obscure figure, although they're doing it now too. They're doing a whole cantina scene from A New Hope, where they're putting in the spy Garandin, the Dr. Evazin, uh, Walrus Man, Baba, and they're doing all that work on them now, and they're still pretty expensive. They're still rather pricey. So I try to help people out with that. That and doing head sculpts for people based on their own likeness, which is always a lot of fun because anybody who's been a toy collector, there's a certain thrill of being able to put yourself up on your shelf with a friend or with a licensing a licensed product. So you can. I have a good friend of mine that I had. He's actually the guy that got me into collecting. Um, uh, he's posed his action figure with the 1966 Batman and Robin. He's a musician, so he's posed his figure with uh, Prince, um, Guns N' Roses, BB King. There we go. All right, I think that's where I'm going to call it for the night. It's gotten a little bit tedious now. Plus, I have to let the clay cool off a little bit so it hardens up again because it's got a little bit delicate. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you were entertained. And oh, well, the body here. Here's the body. All I have to do is make the little outfit for him, the little pajama suit, uh, and put that on with the patches and dirty it up a little bit. And this is ZC Toys, I believe, or Mr. Z Toys, one of them. They're on eBay, about $20. And what I'll do is I'll end up, after I cast this, I'll drill a hole in here, put this neck peg, here's this little adapter. Come on. Yeah, it's not coming off. You take this little thing off and you slide that inside the neck, pop it in, and there you have your 6-scale figure. He'll end up looking like that with his little outfit. But I do have to get some sleep because it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And hopefully I'll be doing this again very, very soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.